following program contains explicit calls to political action. If you are addicted to the tax-exempt status, Randall might not be right for you. Check with your little sister.
Proclaiming the truth in the highways and byways of the world. Fighting for justice in the dark alleys of politics. Raising the voice of resistance to a fevered pitch. The host who has no equal. He uses sweet and low. Randall Terry.
Hello, friend. Welcome to the broadcast. It is I, your servant, Randall, broadcasting to you from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I feel a wave of faith coming on, baby. Yes, we're going to talk about Rick Santorum and Satan, Mitt Romney getting pummeled by Satan, and Barack Obama, who is Satan. There's so much to talk about in today's program. Oh, and by the way, Ann Coulter is coming here to help me. Yes, I'm very excited about it. I'll tell you a bit more about it in a minute. Today's program brought to you in part by Frankie Schaefer, giving an object lesson on how to bring dishonor to your father. That would be Francis Schaefer. And by Rick Santorum, showing once again that the mainstream media is made up of a bunch of left-wing, anti-religious lunatics who are slaves of Satan. I'll be right back after a quick word from Joey the Hammer.
Do you like backgammon, chess, checkers, other board games? Or perhaps you're interested in leatherworking or pottery classes. Maybe you just like basketball or something even a little more leisurely like lawn bowling. We call it bocce ball where I come from. Well, no matter what your pastime of choice might be, we've got it all right here. Club fed. If you need a roof over your head and 3 hot meals a day, where you don't have to worry about inflation for food or for the cost of electricity, this is your place to be.
Hello, friend. Welcome to the show. I am so glad to be doing today's program. Coming up in our second segment, an exclusive interview with my team, Andrew and Gary, with GOP frontrunner Newt Gingrich. What's that? Newt's no longer the frontrunner. Okay, we've got an exclusive interview with Newt Gingrich, who's running a distant third right now, but nevertheless, we got an interview with him. There's also another man who's in the pack running for president, getting quite a bit of press out here in Oklahoma, I might add. Let's show his picture. Andrew, can you bring it up really tight here? Look at that campaign piece of literature. Yes, yours truly, running for president against Obama here in the Democratic Oklahoma primary. I repeat, the Oklahoma Democrat primary. I'm on the ballot, I'm running for president, and I'm here with my team, handing out not 1, not 2, not 100, not 1,000, but 100,000 pieces of literature that look just like this. And on the back side, oh, by the way, did you see that? Tell Obama, we won't go to the back of the bus. Yes, Catholic and evangelical Democrats are not the, quote, new Negro, close quote, of the Democratic Party. We won't go to the back of the bus. We won't let Obama trash our religious freedoms. We won't go peacefully into the night. I'll tell you more about that later on in the show, and the fact that Ann Coulter is coming here to Oklahoma to help yours truly. One. But let's go to the top news stories. Maybe I should flip a coin. Do we talk about the U.S. being ravaged with protests in Afghanistan for burning Bibles, or do we talk about Rick Santorum being ravaged for for talking about the demise of America and using the name Satan? All right? Heads, it's Satan. Tails, it's Satan. Oh, heads. Satan. Now I'm talking about the Satan of the Muslim peaceful activists that are shouting death to America. You see, the problem with the mainstream media, most of them actually don't believe in Satan. Now, Rick Santorum is doing a pretty good job backing up, saying that he believes in good and evil, and he's talking about Satan overcoming the colleges and the denominations, and now he's saying that he means evil, all right? Now, Satan and evil can be interchanged, but I'm going to go a step further, all right? I'm the one candidate for president that will actually tell you that there is a devil, an actual person who used to be called Lucifer, the prince of darkness, somebody who rebelled against God, somebody who has minions that we call demons. Many of us have seen the fruit of demons. We've seen people tormented by evil. We've seen people inspired to do acts that are so grotesque, so vile, that we can only label them demonic, okay? Satanic. Many of us have seen movies that show demon possession and the deliverance of those people who are suffering from demonic possession by an exorcism, okay? And the truth of the matter is that most Americans today still believe that there is a devil, okay? Now, they're bludgeoning Rick Santorum because he said that Satan has his sights set on America. Ooh, that's really extremist. That's really intolerant. Meanwhile, look at what the Muslim peaceful activists are doing, or I should say the servants of the peaceful religion of Islam are doing in Afghanistan, calling for death to America. Because, by the way, that teleprompter, you guys have got to keep up with me, please. Can you get the teleprompter right, please? These Muslim activists are chanting death to America because allegedly American servicemen inadvertently, accidentally burned certain Qurans. Now, I'm not going to go on the record as saying that I'm against Quran burning, okay? Any more than I would go on the record for saying that I was against burning Mein Kampf. I do think that there is great value in studying the Quran so that you can understand the ideology and the theology of those that want to enslave you to Sharia law, all right? But I think that it's a safe bet to say that there are elements of the Islamic religion that are, and I quote, satanic, okay? Denying the virgin birth of Jesus, denying his death for our sins, denying that he is God the Son. They actually say he was born of a virgin, but they deny that he's the Son of God. They deny his resurrection, all right? They want to crush Christianity. They say that we're all a bunch of infidels. I could be wrong, but that just sounds like it's satanic to me. Poor Rick Santorum. Rick, you picked on the wrong Satan. You should have gone after a different Satan. I don't know if you wanted to go after Islam, if you wanted to go after the Obama agenda, promoting the murder of babies, forcing us all to pay for abortifacients. I don't know. But clearly, Senator Santorum picked on the wrong Satan. Let me stop joking for just a minute. One of the issues that we will face throughout this campaign season, whoever the Republican nominee is that there are going to be missteps, and there are going to be incessant efforts by the mainstream media at the New York, D.C. level to discredit anyone who holds to a theocentric view of good and evil, right and wrong. Anybody who wants to defend innocent human life from abortion. Anyone who wants to say that homosexual marriage is intrinsically evil. Anyone who wants to say those things, or even tone them down a little and say that homosexual marriage is against natural law and it's unnatural and that it's wrong to take the life of an unborn child. However they want to tone it down, fine. But at the end of the day, the New York, D.C. corridor, controlled by just a handful of anti-Christian elites, they're going to do everything in their power to pummel that person. Conversely, they will do everything in their power to protect this evil tyrant in the White House. Stop and think for a minute. Rick Santorum talks about Satan having his sights set on America, all right? And this is some massive brouhaha. This is a crisis of epic proportion. We can't trust a man in the White House who says or thinks something like this. Yet Obama, this miserable, foul servant of hell, Obama tries to force the Catholic Church and Christian ministries to fund the murder of human beings. He tramples the First Amendment. He tramples religious freedom. He tramples the rights of conscience of fellow Americans. And he's all but given a pass. He's defended for his satanic deeds. Now, someday this tape will be resurrected. Yes, it will. And so let me go on the record as stating as clearly as I possibly can. I believe that President Obama is an evildoer. And I believe his attack on human life and on the Catholic Church and on evangelical institutions regarding his attempt to force them to provide abortifacients is satanic. It is evil. He is an evildoer. And history will vindicate every syllable I just spoke. And heaven is witness. Heaven is witness. And the church triumphant is witness. And the angels are witness. And the demons are witness that what I just said is true. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, our team had a great interview with Newt Gingrich. And I want to talk about a poor lost soul who really has lost his way, Frankie Schaefer. If you've never heard of him, just think of Francis Schaefer. Frankie is his prodigal son who has made a cottage industry out of being a prodigal. I'll be right back.
There's room on the granite at Mount Rushmore for one more face. They're saving it for Randall Terry. Something about having to be dead first.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kylea Health and Energy. I've been making superb nutritional supplements for over 15 years, and from day one, I've partnered with Randall Terry, helping to fund his invaluable work in reclaiming our country's biblical and godly roots. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives since its inception.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 essential areas of nutrition your body needs on a daily basis. Each serving of the Total Living Drink provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, enzymes for better digestion and nutrient absorption, protein for building lean muscle mass so you can burn more fat for fuel, probiotics for better intestinal function, herbs for building energy and stamina, antioxidants for maximum immune function and disease prevention, and all the vitamins and minerals you need for slowing down aging and maximum health. You would have to take 30 to 40 capsules each day and spend almost $10 a day to match the over 30,000 milligrams of total nutrition in each scoop of the Total Living Drink. Order right now and get started on the amazing Total Living Drink. They come in 2 delicious flavors, Total Living Drink Greens and Total Living Drink Berry. And every single dollar we receive, we give a generous amount to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Visit us online at the address on your screen and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today, and for the daily price of a latte, you can get back on the road to better health and energy with Kylea's Total Living Drink.
Obviously, you're here because you know how to rock and roll. It's Randall Terry. Ow!
Welcome back to the program, friend. I took some deep breaths when I was off camera, and I decided I'm actually going to do a special rebuke of the mainstream media about the use of the word Satan and show them how that President Obama is actually satanic in his efforts to kill babies and to crush religious freedom. So thank you for this moment of inspiration. Hopefully, it will get somebody's attention. All right, before we go to that exclusive interview with Newt Gingrich, let's talk about Frankie Schaefer. Some of you remember who Francis Schaefer is, a brilliant author, great theologian. He was the author of the book, A Christian Manifesto, the book, The Great Evangelical Disaster. He He wrote the series, Whatever Happened to the Human Race, the television series with former Surgeon General C. Everett Koop. He had a tremendous influence on my life. His son, Frankie Schaefer, has lost his mind. He's in the middle of losing his soul, I fear. He became Orthodox, which is not a big deal, but then he just went off the plantation and is saying basically that the ethical issues of the religious right, the murder of our children, abortifacients masquerading as birth control, the homosexual agenda, that these are Republican issues, and the people like Chuck Colson and Franklin Graham are Republican operatives, and he voted for Obama and thinks Obama's great. And I mean, the man, he's lost his mind. He's truly lost his mind. And for those of you that honor and remember Francis Schaeffer, pray for Frankie, because he's off the plantation, people. He's off the plantation. Dare I say it? I think that Satan has gotten to him. All right, I've got to take a moment and let my friends shine with a 55-second exclusive interview with Newt Gingrich. How do we set this up? Wow, this is incredible. Wow, that's all? Whoa, you talked to Newt? Oh, Newt, poor Newt, he's no longer a real factor. I don't know, but I'll give you our exclusive interview with Newt Gingrich.
Never again will an American president bow to a Saudi king.
Here at Oral Roberts University, I wanted to ask Speaker Gingrich a couple questions about what it means to fight for the unborn.
For you. Thank you.
What do you want to say to pro-lifers, Mr. Gingrich?
Well, I want to say that I think life begins at conception. I think it's very important for us to recognize personhood, and it was very important for us to realize that we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights begins at conception.
What would it mean for a president to fight for the unborn?
Well, I think it means, first of all, defund Planned Parenthood, which is the largest abortion provider in America, take that money and provide it to adoption services so young women had a choice of a culture of life rather than a culture of death.
Thank you. Okay. And thank you so much,
Thank
Speaker.
You. Good.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Andrew. And thank you, Speaker Gingrich, for taking a moment to visit with our crew. I'm going to take a quick break. When I do, I'll bring you up to speed on some of the things that are happening here on the ground in Oklahoma as yours truly tries to kick up a little dust for the babies, for the truth of God's word in the Democrat primary here in Oklahoma. Don't go away.
Have you even done one story? One story.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kailea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
Success cannot be guaranteed. There are no safe battles. Sir Winston Churchill. Welcome back to the program, friend. I am a little bit punch drunk, I admit it. Welcome to Lent. Lent is the time that we are supposed to search our hearts, try and purge ourselves from evil, to break the attachment to sin that we all have in us, and to become better and more holy Christians. All right, Ann Coulter, God bless her, God love her. Ann Coulter is coming here to Tulsa, Oklahoma to speak at a fundraising event for yours truly, for my presidential campaign, at a Baptist church here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you want to learn more, go to my website, terryforpresident.com. I'm excited to have her come. Let me explain to you exactly what I'm doing here in 2 minutes or less. I am not going to defeat President Obama in the Democratic primary. We all know this, okay? I'm not delusional. I will not be the Democratic nominee for president. However, I could cause his defeat in the general election. Here's how. The president has offended millions of Catholic and evangelical voters by his promotion of child killing, his promotion of the homosexual agenda, and by now trying to force the Catholic Church and other Christian institutions and their insurance carriers to pay for the murder of the unborn through drugs, abortifacients we call them. If I can get 6 or 7% of the vote here in Oklahoma, that's a great embarrassment to the Obama administration, and it shows the defection of a significant number of people against their sitting president. I can then go to the world and say, look, I'm going to be on the ballot in Florida, North Carolina, Ohio, Virginia, West Virginia, Iowa, and Colorado. And in those states, if I can raise enough money to show the ads about Obama's treachery and his attack on life and religious liberty, I can cause his defeat in the general election. I can, listen to me, if I can peel 6 or 7% of his voter base off from him in those swing states with a message about life and liberty, the unborn, and religious freedom, if I can peel 6 or 7% of his vote off of him that he got in 2008, I can deny him the White House. So, why I may not be able to defeat President Obama in the primary, I could cause his defeat in the general election. And Coulter is coming to help me in that end, coming to help us raise some money. If you want to Google my name, do a Google News search on Randall Terry. You can see the news, some of the news coverage we've been getting in many states in the Union, especially here in Oklahoma, where people are sitting up and taking notice. President Obama has a lot of angry Democrats to contend with here in Oklahoma, and I hope that they send him a message by voting for me, and I get to be the messenger. I'm sorry for that sudden camera movement. I'm just a little tired. I'll be right back with a word from George Washington. Appoint a wicked man against him. Let an accuser bring him to trial. When he is tried, let him come forth guilty. Let his prayer be counted as sin.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kailea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
George Washington said, "It should be the highest ambition of every American to extend his views beyond himself and to bear in mind that his conduct will not only affect himself, his country, and his immediate posterity, but that its influence may be coextensive with the world and stamp political happiness or misery on ages yet unborn." What an incredibly profound statement. Do you understand what George Washington is asking us to do? He's saying that we should live our lives in such a way that not only are the people immediately around us affected, but that generations yet unborn are affected. Now, I'm going to submit this to you. I believe that the greatest sins that are being committed today, perhaps being inspired by Satan, are the sins of omission, the things I have failed to do. James said, if a man knows to do good and he does not do it, to him it is sin. When Jesus told us that we have to love our neighbor as ourselves, he gave the parable of the Good Samaritan and showed how the priest and the Levite went by on the other side of the road. It's what they didn't do that displeased the Lord. And it was the Samaritan who was the heretic, the laughingstock, the one who was not a true believer in God. It was the Samaritan who did the right thing. All of that to say this. I believe that it is the sins of omission, the sins of silence, that will haunt us, our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. The fruit of our loins, the fruit of sisters' wombs, that we will never meet in this life, that we, through our negligence, in our lack of fighting, and our failure to speak truth and justice, it is those sins of omission that are going to end up destroying this country. And so my challenge to you is this: to live and to speak and to act in such a way that you are cognizant that what you are doing or failing to do right now will have an impact for generations to come.